This month is about the start of spring in the Southern Hemisphere. And this month is also about a dog named Crow. This month also features a pretty cool art show, lots of painting, a bit of drawing, and some cool stuff that came in the post. Alright, for some reason this video is taking me a million years to put together. I think maybe I spent most of the past month kind of wiped out by different variations of sicknesses. I am perhaps a little bit run down. But there is just so much to do. I'm finding it a little bit difficult to rest. You know how it is. Anyway, I'm starting off here with what I think is probably my favourite painting from the month of September. Up top of the video, I mentioned that it's spring in the Southern Hemisphere here in Australia, so we are in the topsy-turvy world to all my friends in the States or in Europe. And it really does get weirder all the time, experiencing like the backwardness of seasons compared to what's kind of going on in the internet world. So all the Halloween vibes and the fall stuff and the movies, even the movies that we watch here in Australia, like growing up, they were still Halloween movies at this time of year. So I still do watch like all the Halloween movies that are all full of fall themes. And it's a little bit disorienting, but it is what I'm used to. So I do just love this time of year. Anyway, I did keep up with a lot of my painting practice. It's been a really weird experience, sort of focusing more on painting than on drawing, which I never have in my career as an illustrator or artist. As I come to the end of this year, like that was one of my big focuses for this year, was to work on paintings, work on personal work, try and gain a bit of momentum in that part of my world, rather than just constantly working on commercial projects. Mostly t-shirt graphic illustrations is what I do for a living, if you're not familiar with with that sort of stuff. But I decided this year that I would try and put the emphasis somewhere else with as much of my time as possible. And to be honest, I think I'm feeling like, as well as this kind of just running sickness and kind of end of year running out of steam tiredness, I feel like I've become a little bit discouraged by changing my focus like this. It hasn't really been as fruitful as I'd hoped. I'm feeling like, I think I'm going through a little bit of a lull, you know, where you're like, everything you do, you're just like, this sucks, I'm not happy with it. So I'm kind of been feeling like that over the past month or so. So I've just been doing a little bit of reflection and thinking about what direction I'd like to go from here. But this was one of the ones, particularly the skull painting there, that I was happy with out of my paintings so far. One of the highlights of this past month was being a part of the There Might Be Cake exhibition at the Laneway Gallery. This is our local gallery for weirdos, I think, and I mean that in the best possible way. It's kind of home to more of the lowbrow influenced artists, of which I count myself one. But also what that means is it's got all of the kind of different, strange, cool stuff, including zombie cake. So the whole theme of this exhibition was death and grief and all the different kind of facets of that. Of course, I'm in there with a cow skull. That's my death motif. And with my beautiful daughter eating all the cake that was there. And then, of course, escaping down the back alley before witching hour hits. I am so excited about what's in this box. I work on a few commercial projects here and there, less now than I used to, but This one was my favourite one to work on, the one that I was so excited to see, and here it is. I got to work with Greg Grant Satori on horse rug repeat patterns. Repeat patterns drive me crazy. Working on them is stressful. It's sort of a little bit close to mathematics, so my brain really freaks out a little bit. But I love making all the elements, and the 2 briefs that came through for these prints were just the best. They were sent by the lovely Harriet Gleed, who I worked with while she was there, and they were just like perfect. Getting a good creative brief that suits your style, suits what you like and what you're interested in is just a dream come true. So we got to do this one that was Western kind of, almost had like a bit of a Vegas theme to it, NFR kind of vibes. The back numbers, the rolling dice. That one was a lot of fun. Slightly a little bit different to what I would usually do, but also totally in my wheelhouse. This one was 100% the kind of thing that I'm into, which is super cute horses, butterflies, girly business. That's my favorite. So I've got both of these rugs. My horse is a certified rug destroyer, so I don't know if he's ever going to get to wear them. I'm not really sure what to do, because I probably will get to the point in this summer where I actually really, really need to use these rugs. He gets really bad itch down here on the coast, so I don't know. I think I'm going to just have to keep them as like a memento. But yeah, that is probably one of the coolest projects I have worked on so far in my creative career. I was very excited. Okay, this painting is kind of special because I felt a lot of guilt over the past couple of months. A lot of kind of mum guilt, horse mum guilt. I've been taking photos of these gorgeous horses up in Sundance Park in Queensland, so it was a long drive, went all this way. I keep going to like local horse outings, taking pictures of all the beautiful horses there. And my own horse, Ben, I feel kind of sad for him because I never draw pictures of him. And there is a reason. When I go out to take pictures of him, and we'll see a little bit of this later on, I've got some clips to share, he comes up and he will stand too close, or he pulls like these kind of dorky expressions. He's not always looking noble and elegant. Perhaps maybe he's just like a guy that's not photogenic. Anyway, I did manage to snap a photo of him looking alert and regal. So Ben got his portrait painted after all this time. You know the big painting that was in the background before of the Palomino horse? That's actually Ben's half brother. So I felt really bad about that, because painting a huge like monument to his half brother horse while I'm overlooking his beauty. So anyway, he got a painting done. It kind of looks like him. It sort of doesn't. There were some proportions that were a bit off, but it was fun to do. This package is from an Australian artist, 𝖼.𖥧.𝡼, who goes by Frankie with an underscore before the E on Instagram. I have been a long time follower of her work. I grab pieces whenever I can, and I have forever wanted one of her painting palettes. So finally bit the bullet, because I'm a painter, obviously, as I've been complaining about for this whole video. But she also sent these beautiful gifts as well. She is so generous. Her work is full of beautiful, strong, curious energy. So I'm really happy that I've brought some new pieces into my home. Hopefully they'll help me vibe out of this funk. Right now I'm a bit nervous to use the palette because it's a new thing, but I should get into it. All right, on to a bit of the silly stuff. This is a demonstration of Ben kind of being a pest, kind of being a dork. See how it's hard to get a not ridiculous photo? Look at Princess running in the background. And this is yeah, hi. There were also beautiful spring skies. That rainbow, which is hard to see, but is a full arch rainbow, so that was kind of a special day. And lastly, but probably the most important thing that happened in the month of September, we got a dog. His name's Crow, which is the perfect name for him. He's got a long snout and he's a little bit witchy. He's a failed working dog, which, amazing. Scared of cow. That's your job, man. He's just beautiful. He's so perfect for our family. And we love him. What a good month.